Hello, Skyliners. Welcome back to Super-Duperville, episode 37. Everybody's working for the weekend. Sorry, I got into the title there a little bit. A little circa 1980s Loverboy. Come on, those crazy Canadian bands. Anyway, this is Mike. Thanks for joining me. Hello, how are ya? Good day. Yeah. We got 4 goals today. Number 1, zone it, water it, cross it, and protect it. So we need to lay down a zone for industry land. We need to put down some water pipes in the area. I'm going to put in some ped crossings on the main road, and we're going to put in some protection, some police and fire, and some fire towers around the area. That's going to be really important. A lot of industries produce a lot of fires a lot of times. So, number 2, get your rocks off, Mining Corporation. I couldn't help myself. I had to come up with a name. That's the first one that came to mind. And I thought it was pretty funny. So there's our ore industry. Yes. Number 3, not as exciting, but still I had to give a shout out to the game here. Chirpexxon Oil Company. So I don't like the oil company part. If somebody can think of something better, let me know. Anyway, that's our oil industry. Those are the 2 industries we're going to get going here this episode. And then we'll come back a couple episodes from now, or maybe the next one, we'll see, and try and expand on some other ones. And number 4, roads and commercials. So we have some roads I want to attach, like the one from Spaghetti Hills. Attach that into the top of industry land. And put down some commercial buildings in industry land at strategic points where we're putting our industries. So that's it. That's where we are. This is where we left off. Let's get to it. No farting around. And this is where we left off last time. I put in a couple of these radio towers, tall radio masts, just to increase the coverage. I think I put one here, put one somewhere else. Yeah, I put somewhere else. Anyway, I moved this one back up here. I moved it up off to the side here. But anyway, so I'm going to start off putting the zone and all that kind of good stuff from goal number 1, and I will be right back. All right, so there we go. We have goal number 1 completed. So now to start our oil or our ore industry. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rename both these areas to the proper thing. Get your rocks off mining company. Oh wait, no, I'm not supposed to do that yet. I'm supposed to put the place down first. Whoops, we didn't even rename industry land. Let's do that. Jeez. Industry land. Did I spell it right? Looks like. Excellent. Let's see if it keeps this when I put this down here. So we're going to go with ore And we're going to go with our main building, and I think right here next to the entrance, next to the highway here, is a good spot to put that. Get your rocks off mining company. Perfectly. It did keep the name. That's good. And for our ore industry, we will do the same thing. We will put it right out here, and we'll put this on the outskirts. That's fine. Yeah, we'll rename that one to our Chirpexxon. Sweet. So both those are up and running. So a quick discussion here about these industries. I realized after I established this entire area and I started thinking about putting these in, we have 4-lane roads with medians. That's a problem, but I'm sticking with it. It's a challenge and it's a problem, and I'm up to the challenge. So the way that we can get around this is hopefully we're able to put in some smaller roads inside of here that trucks don't have to travel all the way out and all the way back in, you know, to get to the other side. What I mean is, if I put a ore mining facility over here that gets ore, and then I have the ore getting processed over here, they can't pull out of here and turn left because of the median. They got to pull out of here, they got to go right, and to get to this guy that's over here, they have got to, how do they do that? So they got to come up here, turn left, come up here, go around, go right, so that they're coming in this way and get to them on this side. That's a heck of a lot of extra driving around than just coming down the block to them, right? So to avoid that at the start here, I'm going to do this in a logical sense. And what I mean by that, as logical as I can be, whoops, we're on oil, I want ore, is we're going to make it so it's a process. So I'm going to put the ore, I'm going to put this facility here, which is a small ore mine. I'm going to stick him down here at the end. Okay, stick him right on the end, right there. Okay, and I'll probably put a couple, 3 of these or something like that. But he is going to produce ore, raw material, okay, and it needs to go to the ore grinding mill. And then the ore grinding mill will produce metals from the raw material. So, but in between, we have sand storage that we can put down as well. So I'm going to put a sand storage building here. And the sand storage building, let's see, if I put them there, would that be right? Yeah, I'm going to put them right there. And the sand storage building will now store sand that he brings to them. So it cannot be imported. Oh, no, it can be imported. Okay, so I'm going to set this to empty, because empty only allows up to 20% of this thing to be filled. So I'm going to leave it at empty for now. Give this guy a chance to start working. In fact, I'm going to put a couple, 3 of these places down, I think. That's ore grinding mill. I want a couple more of these guys here so that they start cranking out and producing as much as possible. And they should be on fertile land, I think, or whatever kind of land. Let's double check here. Barely. Yeah, they're not going to do great, but they'll produce some, right? They're not on the richest part of the soil, but they will do what they can do. So they're going to be, they have a production rate 45, 34. You can tell that they're not in the most rich area, but they're producing, okay? They'll produce what they can and extract what they can. They will bring it to here and drop it off here. Then I'm going to put down in the next section, we will put down our oil grinding mill, our ore grinding mills, so they can do the same thing. We'll stick them here. I'm going to leave the end of this road open because I don't know if I want to do a turnaround here or not, so I'm not going to build right next to it. So we'll put a couple of these places down, okay, 2 of these. These guys will start producing and bringing them into these. In the meantime, they may get stuff imported to bring them the material that they need. Right now we're not importing, but it may eventually. And then when these guys are done, they're just going to fill up with metal, so I need them to go into a warehouse of some sort to store their product. So I think a medium warehouse is plenty big enough. We'll do the same idea or concept of putting this right here at the end of the road, and we'll set this for metal. Okay, and this one cannot be imported, so I'm just going to go ahead and set this to fill. And that way it can fill all the way up to 100% with the output from these 2 locations. Now I know I got a lot of landscaping faux pas going on here, but we will see what kind of output these guys can do, what they can crank out, and hopefully that will get them going. Now, we need to get 500 units, and they're already on their way, and we need 75 workers. We have room for 174. So we got more than enough space for workers. We just need the production output to happen. So hopefully 3 of these and 2 of these will get us to where we need to go. Same concept for the oil company. This one has a little bit more of an advantage because it has these 4-lane two-way roads that are in place, and that can assist with the pulling out of the left side, going to the right side thing. You know what I mean? They'll be able to go up and down. But I think I'm going to establish it along the outside edge here, the same system, because it only took 2 squares to do that. I'm going to set up kind of the same setup here, just to get things rolling at level 1. So let's go to our oil. And so for our oil, we have a small oil pump, and holy criminy, is that small. Look at this little thing. Look at this little thing. That is cute. Okay, so we're going to put... What kind of output does this have? 4,800 units per week. So we're going to put him here. We'll do 1, 2 of these, because they're going to be doing a lot better, I bet, than give them just a minute to fire up. And I'm curious. Yeah, he's doing 4,800 a week. They're both working at max. This guy over here is not. 3341, 4320. And I think they have a higher output than that even, but they're just not going to be able to hit that 4,800 units a week. So yeah, so these guys are all underproducing what they could do. So 3 of those to 2 of these guys, hopefully the rate will be about the same. It's not important to have it exactly the same. I just wanted to try and get them both to level 2 right around the same time frame. So we'll stick one of these, since those guys are so tiny. We'll stick one of these in the middle here, and yeah, right about here, I think. And that way it gives room for a couple more of them over there if we so wish. So they will dump off their product in here. We're going to set this to empty as well, because we will get imports in the meantime. And then we can send these guys over here. Oil sludge. Sludgy. I'm not going to put him right at the end of the road. I'm going to give a little space there just in case we want to do something right next to it. But we will put 2 of these in process. They're fairly small as well, so we'll put a couple of those on a gapper. And then same concept, big old medium warehouse here at the end. And we will set this to fill, and we will set this to the output petroleum, I think. Petroleum. Yes, petroleum. Sweet. So our 2 first industry land companies are up and running, and they will start producing this stuff and cranking it out. He's at 28 units. I think both these guys are probably doing 4,800. Yeah, they're cranking stuff out already. They're already at 9. So they may even surpass them. I don't know. So yeah, 2 production facilities, 2 extraction facilities, 3 extraction facilities, 2 production facilities. We'll see how it goes. But I think both have more than enough workers. They just need to get, they're already exceeded on workers. That's great. And they got enough for 201 workers. That's spectacular. So they will exceed what they need to do. All right, so next up, while we're waiting on these things to get to level 2, let's jump over and do our roads and commercials. So commercials I'm going to hold off on because I do want to put commercial buildings in here. In fact, we could actually put a couple in here. Let's do that now. So I just want to use the marquee tool. And all I'm going to do is, I think at each one of these corners on the inside, I'm just going to go in here and drop some commercial buildings for these guys. And that's it. That's all we're going to put on that side. We'll do the same thing over here. Can't put one there, so that's fine. We'll skip that one. All right, so that's plenty for the commercial. Let's look at the road. So I want to attach this road up to down here. So looking at the roads, I think I'm going to change this over from the 6-lane highway that's coming out of here to a 4-lane with median again. And we were coming out 10 units, so I will continue up another 30 to keep with the 40 by 40 theme, right? Come over by 40. And will that give us a nice corner to do? I think it will. Yeah, so let's go into our curve tool. Set this at 180. Does 50 units look about right? 50 and 52. I'll take it. That looks like an excellent curve. That's awesome. Now, it does look funky here, but this will eventually become a T-junction, I believe. And I will be coming off this side and over into Roundaboutburg if and when we get around to that build. And then anybody come through here can jump up to this T-junction and shoot into Roundaboutburg from this side, or they can come down here and off the highway. They come in off here, and I will have another entrance up here that will come in on the northbound that will also T-junction into Spaghetti Hills up on this angle. So these will kind of join together, have a T-junction, and come down in. So that's going to have 4 entrances to it, which is good. It's going to need it because that one's going to be crazy, right? All right. So while we are waiting for these two to catch up to level 2, I am going to jump over and see if I can do anything about University of Super-Duperville off camera. I'm just going to wait. And then we'll come back when these guys hit level 2 and we'll see where we're at, and we'll see if we can't get them going at the next level. So I will be right back. Excellent. So Chirpexxon has reached level 2. It beat Get Your Rocks Off, man. I'm actually surprised with that. But I think with the diminished supply out here, I actually threw some ore down here to help boost them a little bit, but it didn't really help them in the end. So they're, yeah, Chirpexxon's ahead of them, ahead of the game. So we got some Petrochemical Plant, a small oil drilling rig, household plastics factory, so that's good. Oil industry workers barracks, we're going to put down some of those immediately, and crude oil storage cavern. So that's awesome. See how close these guys are. Right there, look at that. And just like that, Get Your Rocks Off Mine Company, level 2. So we have an ore industry workers barracks. Again, we're going to put these down right away. Industry steel plant, so we can convert our metal into steel. And glass manufacturing plant, so we can make steel and glass. Ore storage, and a small ore mine underground. So this will be a better production facility as well. That is awesome. Excellent. So I am going to go in and put down some workers barracks, get these guys rolling along here. And I think what I'm going to do, these guys are, how far out do they come? So they come out to this square. So I'm going to put the workers barracks, I think, out here where the fertile land is and where the farming industry is really not set up over here, but we will do 3 of these guys. That'll get them some extra workers, and you know what? We'll give them a nice little commercial store on the corner here to go shopping at. Not that one. There we go. And we'll give them one down here as well. Nice. And we'll do the same thing over here in the same concept, because the oil comes out to here. And this really isn't being used, but we have this dedicated to Chirpexxon. So we'll throw down some workers barracks out here as well, and a couple commercial buildings for them. Let's go out here and go to oil. Go up to here. Workers barracks, nice. These guys are a little bit shorter, but they run deeper. So I'm actually going to put a space in between these guys. Excellent. That should encourage some businesses to move in as well. Sweet. And these guys are off and running to level 2. I like it. And I think I'm going to call it quits there. We have a lot more to go. So, geez. Save it for another episode, Mike. Alright, so that's going to do it for this episode as we take a look around our newly laid in industry areas. Off screen, I did a couple things. Went up to University of Super-Duperville and changed some policies around and put in, both in University of Super-Duperville and Positiveville, some crematoriums. I had no death care up there. And there was a bunch of dead bodies all over the place. Damn it. Stupid dead bodies. Anyway, if you like what we did here today, drop a like and a comment. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. And as always, please take care of yourselves out there and stay safe. And we will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye, everybody.